And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the FreshandFit Podcast. We got a very important episode today. We got Terrence Pop in the fucking house, man.
Yep.
Let's get into it, guys.
Let's go.
All right, and we are live, guys. What's up? Welcome to the FreshandFit Podcast. We got a special edition episode on Sunday. As you guys know, the Conference of Masculine Excellence, aka the CME, is in town. So, you know, as much as the guys, we're trying to do as many interviews as we can with the guys that are in town.
Yep.
Shout out to Donovan Sharp for setting it up. And we had a great episode yesterday with the Justice League. We had a bunch of the guys on. We united a bunch of people in the sphere that, you know, otherwise probably would have never come together on one panel, one podcast. It was great.
At least 10 of them.
I was trying to get Terrence on yesterday, guys, but he had some things going on. But hey, today's episode is very important, man, and we're going to cover quite a few things with a few announcements real fast before we get into it. Patreon.com/FreshFit, guys. Go ahead and get all the behind-the-scenes content. Also, Zoom call. I'm thinking Tuesday. We're going to do Zoom call for you guys. As you guys know, we do the Afterhours show Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We won't be able to do Zoom call today because we got Minister Jap right after this, and then I got 42 Doug, guys. So I got 3 broadcasts myself, and we got 2 for Fresh and Fit. So we'll do that Zoom call with you guys on Tuesday night, okay? So check us out over there at patreon.com/freshfit. Also, we're on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts, every single platform you guys listen to podcasts. Check us out over there. The link is anchor.fm/freshfit. Chris, can we add that to
yes,
there?
we can.
Yeah. Anchor.fm/freshfit. I know a lot of you guys like to listen to us audio only.
Truckers.
So go check it out, man. And then also, guys, get the merch, freshfitpodcaststore.com, hoodies, t-shirts, etc. All there. New designs coming as well.
Yes.
Chris is working on a couple of designs, Clown World, etc. Are we almost done with them?
Yes, this week it'll be up.
All right, cool. And then also check us out on Fresh and Fit Clips, guys, our other YouTube channel, where we post the best parts of the show, 2 to 10 minute clips. And then also check us out on Fresh and Fit Shorts.
It is a clown world, though.
Clown world.
Yeah.
I use that all the time.
It is a fucking clown world, bro. We do live in a fucking cloud world nowadays, man. So then check out our other YouTube channel, guys, Fresh and Fit Shorts, and then also Fresh as a vlog channel.
Guys, this week we're starting the live streams once again. So it's going to be crazy live streams with girls, some celebs in there as well. It's going to be lit. So check out the channel. 100K in the way. Let's go.
Hopefully he'll improve his speech on his live streams, guys.
Of course.
Don't worry. And then also check out Fit 8 to 11, guys, where I break down criminal cases on there. I'll do 42 Doug tonight. But fuck all that, man. We got Terrence Pop in the house.
You definitely do.
An OG in the sphere.
A legend.
In the manosphere in general, helping guys from putting guns in their mouths. And we know who you are, but they might not know who you are. Can you introduce yourself to the audience, please?
My name is Terrence Pop. I run RedonkulasRegimentActual and secondclasscitizen.org. And the main mission of that nonprofit is to keep people alive, educate men on basically the hostile environment, which is matrimony and the basically poison that is being spilled forth by the feminists.
Yeah. So keep it 1,000. Yeah, man.
It is so stupid.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Man, it just drives me crazy.
So can you give the people, I mean, we know your background. I think the people need to know your background as far as
what you've been through,
military service and all the things that you've done.
Yeah.
A little bit of background on you.
Now, when it comes to the military service, I started off at the very, very bottom. E1 straight leg infantry private. And I show up, here's your rifle, shut the fuck up. And I was happy doing that job because at the time I thought that's all I could do because I didn't do good in high school. And then I was identified by the Army education program because everyone goes through there because back then the Army was building that. It was just beginning. And they made me write an essay, and then they called me back 3 days later and they're like, hey, you have dyslexia. And I didn't know it. And she's like, how'd you do in high school? And I said, well, I got a 2.51 GPA. I got to put the 1 in there.
Yeah. What year is this now?
86.
86. Okay.
And
86?
she looks at me and she's like, I just want to explain to you the monumental situation you found yourself in. You basically ran the Boston Marathon and came in dead center. And then the guy next to you turns to you and goes, why the fuck do you have an anchor on your back? Can you imagine what you, like, that changed my life. I'm like, holy shit, it's not me. I mean, it is me, but it's something I didn't know. And that literally lit a fire under my ass. After that, I wanted to be an airborne ranger. Ultimately, I want to be a Green Beret, because if I'm going to be doing combat arms, I want to be the top of the pile. And I went through hell. I can't tell you. And knowing what I know now, thinking back on the day, everyone was like, oh, you're not strong enough. You're too weak. You're not fast enough. You don't have enough endurance. Okay, you should have enlisted for that. You can't get there from here. I mean, I had to go against all of my fellow soldiers, my entire chain of command. You know, I filled out, and the Army is very, very paperwork intensive. So when you fill out a transfer packet out of a military unit to another, especially if you want to go up to SOCOM. Now, back in the day, the packet for Airborne Ranger was a current airborne physical. You had to take a PT test and score a 275 in total. That's push-ups, sit-ups, and run.
And can you break down what airborne is versus, regular infantry or whatever, just so people can, because we have a lot of international viewers or guys that might not be familiar with armed combat in the military in the U.S.
Yeah, if you're straight leg infantry, and you go to war, they usually take you there in the ship. You get your equipment, you go to where they tell you to go, and then you kick off the war. Airborne paratroopers, which are basically, they're all infantry. They fly over the battlefield and jump out. Yeah. And I've done that for real, and that was crazy. And I mean, that's what I wanted to do. And then when you're an airborne ranger, you jump out of planes, but back in the day, you're the shock troops for the United States. So what that means is, if you are another country and you find yourself so unlucky that one morning you have a battalion of airborne rangers on your soil and you want to get rid of them, prepare to zero out a division. Those guys are some bad motherfuckers. And I was honored to be a member. I really was. And then after that, I put in the packet for special forces, and they picked me. I went through that, was it 21 or 23 days of just nothing but psychological and physical torture. Because quite literally, the way it was explained by the sergeant major, at the end of the course, he's just like, we had somewhere between 500 and 550 people show up originally. So Sergeant Major was like, all right, we received 5,000 packets for you to attend, for people who wanted to attend selection course. We went through all the packets. We picked 12% of them to come. Out of 500, let's just round up, 530 people, 138 finished the course, and only 38 were selected, and I was one of them.
Damn. Wow. This is for SF, right? Special Forces.
Yeah.
And can you tell the people real quick what the difference is between SF versus?
Well, an airborne ranger, they come in, company size elements or battalion size elements. They bring a lot of combat power with them. And they are basically the scalpel, the head of the spear. Yep. First one's on the ground. Special Forces, you get anywhere from a 13 to 18 man, detachment, depending upon if they have additional people for specialization. And they drop you into a country, and you basically train the guerrilla forces, organize their supplies, set up the medical facilities for them. Okay. And Green Berets are a combat multiplier because we operate under forgiveness, not permission. So quite literally,
I don't think people understand that's very.
It's
we operate on forgiveness, not permission.
So you do and ask questions later.
Well, I'm going to give you a current example of today. The Russian army.
Yep.
The Russian army went through a lot of money to modernize all their equipment, and which, in my opinion, it's not really working out for them. They modernized all their equipment, but they kept their the old structure of their old armies, where you had a lot of officers at the top, and a bunch of nugs at the bottom. And the nugs, they probably don't want to do shit because they're conscripts, and I understand that. And they wait for orders from the officers. Okay, well, what if your comms break down? You're going to send back a runner? Good luck.
Yeah.
Okay, now if the commander says, hey, we're attacking this particular objective, this is where you're infilling from, make it happen. And then they lose comms. You have a good NCO. Hey, I have my orders. Let's do what we're told, and finish whatever needs to be done to secure that objective. And then if you did something wrong, or people are like, well, we told you not to do that, you're like, no, you didn't. I didn't hear on the radio. I was going by the commander's intent. You're covered. Okay, the Russian army doesn't do that, and you can see what's happening to them on the ground. Okay, so as a Green Beret, when you show up, you are a force multiplier because you bring a lot of assets with you, experience, and a lot of times the commanders that we attach to, we kind of look, they tell us what they want, and we're like, oh yeah, okay, that sounds great. Yeah, and then we keep driving on with our higher commander's intent.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
Higher commanders where at 10 you said?
Intent.
Oh, intent. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you're following, the intent, you're good to go.
Yeah. And so I like that, how basically there's no just get the job done. They're not sitting here like, oh yeah, we need permission for, no, you guys just get it done.
No, and that's how I operate with my everyday life. You don't come to me if you want more of the same. Like if you want to keep getting whipped and dogged and you're caught in this vicious cycle, you don't know what to do, you need to get out of it, I'm the guy you call. All right. If you want results, you just say, hey, this is what I want, make it happen. Okay, 3 bags full, we're doing it.
Bam. And I want the audience to know that you guys are literally have a guest on that's an airborne ranger, Green Beret, paratrooper, infantry. Fucking
I'm not gonna lie. So two weekends ago, I jumped out of a plane, right? 15,000 feet in the air. I was shitting bricks just getting on a plane. You did this in war times.
Yeah, in Panama. December 20th, 1989.
I can only imagine what you went through during that period of time because, bro, that's life-changing, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
there's a reason why no woman can complete Ranger school with the old standards. I mean, they changed it, right? But from when you went through.
That's a whole other thing. They watered that down. It is shameful what they've done with Ranger school.
Yeah, because when you went through... You want to tell people a little bit about what you had to pass to go through Ranger school back then?
To go to Ranger school back in the day, I went from the 2nd Ranger Battalion, so I had to go to their pre-Ranger, which is about a month long. And all it was they didn't really teach me shit because I already knew all the stuff because I've been doing actual Ranger stuff for over a year.
Yeah.
And I get there.
This is what year now? This is 80.
When I went to Ranger school, it was in 1990.
1990. Okay, yeah. I was born, guys. Just so you know. No offense, Pop, but
it's all right. Hey, time marches on and waits on no one.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
I wasn't born.
I just want the people to know who the hell we got in studio right now, man. This is cream of the crop right here.
Legendary.
Go ahead. Sorry.
And then, the Panama invasion. I did a whole video about it. All right, and I left a lot, and I swore to myself there were parts of that I'm not going to talk about again.
Yeah.
But the main thing was this. We're getting on the planes at Fort Benning, and we were loaded down so heavily, they put us on those baggage carts like they do with suitcases and rolled us out to the plane. And then we had airborne students picking us up and carrying us on the aircraft because we were fully rigged. So you have your chute, your rucksack, your weapon, your ammo, and whatever else you can fit in there. I trust you. I probably had over 100 pounds of equipment on.
I believe it.
Wow.
This will go to Panama in 1990.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the Panama invasion in '89.
Okay.
And the whole time they're like, hey, don't worry about it. We're going to have air support. They're going to drop like, 5 2,000-pound bombs. I'm like, great. There'd be nothing left. I'll just show up and count bodies. It'd be great. No problem. We get in the plane. We start flying. Now there's going to be 8 aircraft. About 30 minutes later, no, we're just 6 aircraft. An hour later, down to 4. Okay. And quite literally, it kept going down until they opened the door, the light turned green, and the jump masters, no air support. You're outnumbered 7-1. Go. Bruh. 7-1. I'm like, I'm going to be honest. At that moment, I'm like, fuck this. This is fucking suicide. And I just turned my head. I looked through the little round window, and there's like 6 feet of fire coming off one of the engines.
Wow.
And then there was a couple tracer spots around inside. And I'm like, fuck this. I'm out of here. So my roommate is laying on the ground because his legs are numb.
Mm-hmm.
And I pull up my knife because I'm going to cut his static line.
Okay.
Then I'm like, if this plane burns in and he dies and I cut his static line, it's just a big move. And friend. So I put the knife away, pick him up. And this is all done in just a few seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I pick him up and I have to carry all the weight I have strapped to me, plus him and all the equipment he has strapped to me. It's a good, probably 450
Yeah, I was going to
pounds.
say, yeah.
And the good thing I was in, airborne ranger shape. And I remember we would get to the door and I yell in his ear, do you want to live forever? And he leans back and says, fuck no.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out. Now, we both went out the door together and he was hooked up before me. So his chute started opening before mine.
Mm-hmm.
And his opened up. I hit it. Was like slamming into concrete.
Oh, shit.
And they said we're jumping at 500 feet. In reality, it was 435. And I got that number from an actual pilot who was there flying.
Mm.
So you jump from what, 12,000 feet?
15,000.
15,000 feet. All right. You step out that bird, pitch dark, tracers everywhere.
What's a tracer?
A tracer is basically a bullet that has, there's a chemical in the back that burns when it hits oxygen. And when they're firing machine guns at you, it's usually 5 rounds and then 1 tracer. So between each tracer, there's 5 bullets coming.
Okay, so it's to shoot. Then they shoot it up in the air to try to figure out where the planes are.
Well, they were shooting at the planes and they were shooting at us while we're coming down in our parachutes.
Okay.
And I hit the ground like a sack of shit. And the whole time I was getting choked because my horizontal chest strap and my parachute was so twisted, it was literally choking me out.
Oh, shit.
So I can't breathe. I'm choking. And then I hear that little, that evil pop in my ear. You'll be on the ground. You'll be fine. And I'm like, and I'm trying to like clear it so I can breathe. Once I heard his voice, I'm like, all right, I got ready to land. I lowered my rucksack. I never even felt it tug at the end of the rope, the lowering line. I literally hit the ground like a freight train. And my rucksack had landed on one side of a 3-wire fence. I landed on the other. And then my parachute fell down in this little tree. It was maybe 15 feet high. So now my position is flagged. I'm by a goddamn road. All right. I was on the ground maybe 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I did my 2 canopy releases.
Mm-hmm.
I heard the crackling of gravel. And then before I knew it, there was a fucking headlight right there.
Oh, shit.
Of a truck. The lights were off. And all I had time to do was this because I still had my helmet on.
Mm-hmm.
A bright flash of light. I get hit by this truck, throws me into a ditch, and pulls on top of me. Now, luckily for me, the wheels never hit me at all because there's no way you can fight on with broken bones.
Yeah.
And and they had me pinned because my reserve was still on and it was, pushed up to my face.
And where's your buddy at this time? Is he next to you?
No, because when you come out the bird, I mean, you scatter.
Oh, shit.
Now, I did have a friend of mine who was about 75 meters away named Paul Kirk. He's a killing motherfucker. Love that guy. And I was pinned under this vehicle, and they could have got out of the vehicle, just walked up to me, cut my throat. There's nothing I could have done.
Yeah.
But they fucked up. And they pulled off back onto the road. It took them I don't know, a couple seconds. Now, I had not put my weapon into operation. It was still in the Dragon missile pack.
Oh.
But somehow it was in my hand. Like, and then there was the mad moment when, I had all tracers in the mag so I could see him in the dark. And there was a guy in the back of the truck and the vehicle was still, unstable.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see him with an RPK. He's going to stitch me up, so I had to take him out. So I emptied the mag. I remember watching it go through him. I walked it into the passenger seat or the passenger side. Now, tracers don't penetrate as well as regular, rounds because they're usually lighter, whatever. They're not as, the projectile's not as durable. And so I think a couple of them were bouncing around inside the cab. I don't remember. And then the truck was rolling away real slow. And I pulled out a hand grenade and I took the main safety off and I pulled the pin. And I remember the spoon flying off and you could see a little spark as it like lights up.
Mm-hmm.
And again, there's evil pop in my ear. Throw it. But I was so stunned. I couldn't really, do anything. I threw it. I heard it hit the vehicle and then detonate. And then,
bam.
I Charlie Miked out of there because they were already pulling up and putting down suppressive fire all over the drop zone with 50 cal machine guns.
Mm.
Yeah, there was one point where I'm trying to get my rucksack. I'm a little dizzy because I just got my bell rung, and I'm looking up and I see the 50 tracers,
mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I can dodge that. And Evil Pop is like, fuck you. No, you can't. But, and after that, there was some craziness that went on until the next morning, and then I got medevaced.
Bam. And this is December 20th, 1989?
Yep.
God damn, bro.
Yo, you got hit by a truck. That's crazy, bro.
And you know what the crazy part is? This is before you even go to Ranger School.
Yeah.
So take us through what Ranger School is like real quick, what the standards were before.
Oh, my God. Well, when I showed up to Ranger School...
And we'll read chats after this, guys. Don't worry. I know you guys have a bunch of chats.
Yo, talk about hero's journey. God damn.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. And then, Ranger schools.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I got maybe 1 hour of sleep a night. I got one meal a day if I had time to eat it. Because you walk 20 to 30 miles every day in Ranger school, carrying all your shit.
Yep.
And you have to maintain security, silence, the whole deal. So there were some days I didn't eat for like 2 or 3 days in a row.
Wow. Just drinking water.
Yeah, you have to drink.
Yeah.
You'll die.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was miserable. I went from 168 to 138, 136 pounds.
Wow.
If you go to the website, you can see the picture. And I'm in the lower right corner. I'm fucked.
And how long did it take? How long was Ranger School back then?
Ranger School was 78 days long.
Okay.
And then you had a month of pre-Ranger. And I got recycled one time in Desert Phase.
Okay.
So literally I was gone for 4 months and 15 goddamn days.
When you say Desert Phase, Desert Storm?
No, Desert Phase.
Okay.
Okay. When you go through Ranger School, there used to be like the city phase, mountain phase, swamp phase or jungle phase, and then desert phase.
Okay.
So you learn how to patrol and handle your equipment. And there's always different tactics
and different terrain.
Different terrain.
Okay.
And that's why they do that. Now, I think they got rid of desert phase, which is so stupid because we've been in war for 20 years in a fucking desert.
Yeah.
All right. What the hell's going on with that?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you look at Afghanistan, Iraq, etc.
Yeah. And like I went through Alpha Company first. There was like 105 of us in the class right around there, 105, 120. Do you know how many they graduated? 18.
18.
Wow.
20.
18.
Out of 105.
At 105. And they did not fucking care. And it really wasn't about teaching you anything. It was just sadistic punishment, how much you could fucking take.
Can you make it? Yeah.
Yeah. And there were times I was so hungry and emaciated. I was bawling like a bitch. And all I could hear was quit.
Yeah.
Because all you got to do is say, I'm out.
Yeah.
And they literally come get you, take you, and it's over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can hear the voice in one ear, quit. And I'm, no.
Yep.
Wow.
Nope.
Exactly.
It's terrible. And like, I'm telling you, my buddies at the Ranger Battalion mailed me a big boy menu or Shoney's menu. And the RIs are like, what is that? And I'm like, I open up and they go, man, your buddies are dicks, but you can keep that. And literally, like, we'd have some, put on the white light at night, like, oh yeah, look at those strawberries. Oh, God, that's awesome. Like, we're looking at this menu like it's porn. Wow. I shit you not. That's I had like 6 guys. Hey man, I want to see the blueberry pancakes. That's on page 2.
Wow.
That's crazy, bro.
That's how. So it was more about like, was there even like, did they give you like, because guys, keep in mind that the people that are there doing this Ranger School are cream of the crop. These are guys that are like, in fantastic shape. There. They want to be there. These are the top guys. You're telling me out of 105 of them, only 18 made it through, and you guys are sitting there with a light looking at food menus.
Pretty much.
And some of y'all are at home, fat as hell on your couch.
Yeah.
Stuffing your face with pancakes.
And I think it was the RIs got a real kick out of it when they're like, what is that? Oh yeah, you can keep that. Because this has been done before to other people, and it's always the same result. Yeah, it turns into a porn menu of food.
Yeah, and you did that for 78 days, man.
Yeah, and then I had to recycle Desert Phase, and I got moved into Charlie Company. Now I have a big mouth, as you know, so I had like 17 major minuses when I was in Alpha Company, and a lot of them were just for stupid shit. And all of them were for stupid. Well, 2 I deserved. I fell asleep.
What's a major minus?
If you fuck up, and they give you a major minus. And if you have enough major minuses, you're going to get recycled or thrown out of the course.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And I quite literally yeah, it's a major minus if you pop. I'm like, I'll be there in the morning to sign the paperwork. Give me the ticket. So I get recycled to Charlie Company, and their company commander is looking at my records. He's like, wow, 17 major minuses. You're a bad boy. And he's going, well, you're from the 2nd Ranger Battalion, so I'll tell you what, we're going to cut your break. I'm going to get rid of those major minuses. We're going to start off a clean slate.
Damn.
But the odds are stacked against you because you need to get 2 goes in a row, or you're out of the course.
What's a 2 go? What's a go?
In Ranger School, they give you patrols, and some of them you're either the commander or the 1st sergeant, platoon sergeant, or squad leader. And then if you have successful mission with patrols, you get a go. You have to be at a minimum of 50-50. So if you have 4 no-goes, you need to have 4 goes, and you can graduate.
Okay.
All right. I was one of those. I wasn't at 50-50. I needed two more goes in a row, so I'd be 4 and 4.
Okay.
And the reason I made it is I went to Charlie Company. One of our old squad leaders, his name was Sergeant Tuatwave, was actually working there as a cadre. So every time it was time for me to do a patrol, and he would be there, he'd call my name, he goes, I'm your RI. And he was fair with me. He didn't give me like special treatment or anything. But like in Alpha Company, I got 2 of those no-goes. Literally, I go up to get graded, like, you're a no-go. They didn't fill out anything. I'm like, well, what did I do wrong? Fuck you, you're a no-go. And that's not learning.
Yeah, for real.
I'm like, okay, you're torturing me. All right, I got it. It is what it is. And, I made it out of there by the skin of my fucking teeth. Like, quite literally, I left part of my ass on the barbed wire, so jumping the fuck out of there.
And you graduated, this is in 1990.
Yeah.
From Ranger School.
Yeah, I think you can see the picture, like was it either August through November into 1990 on there.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, because I recycled. I don't remember the exact graduation class. So.
Okay. Real quick, I'll read the chats. And thank you guys so much for the support, man. This is a fire show, man. Fire show. I hope you guys are enjoying this.
This is deep, man.
Yeah. And we haven't even gotten to, we're just talking about his military experience. So, okay, cool. We got here.
Wow, you guys rock, man. It's a lot of
Life
stuff.
Matters. Shouts FNF. Are we still getting a one-on-one with Jap? Yes, you will today, guys. Don't worry about it. Last thoughts. Yo, FNF, y'all should get a little Duval on the pod. Okay. Darnie, $2 all the way from Australia. We got the international people watching as well. Thank you so much. And then we got El Mariachi all the way from Great Britain. Terrence Pop is a living legend. Been watching him since the days I was in the old country. Shout out to FNF for having him on your show. Winning. Yeah. Got you, man.
Winning.
279 from Jay from State Farm. Okay. Western Ideologies produce self-deletion thoughts. Yep. $3 from Eric 13. All the cash in my Cash App, it's yours. Thanks for the work. Thank you, bro. Eric 13. You guys got the legend Terrence Prop on the show. This is going to be lit, and that's from None of Your Business. $5. Thank you so much. Spider-Man, $5. Did you guys ever you guys hear the news about my favorite DC superhero, Batman? It's sad news that he is bisexual at this point. Check it out on YouTube. Oh, shit. Okay.
Nope.
Haven't heard about that, but, they're always fucking up some kind of hero. Spirit, question out of curiosity. Your view is beautiful. Why cover it? Shout out to the active military vets or anyone protecting this country. No worries, man. Yeah, it's because the sun gets in too much and we want to make sure that the lighting is good. City MGTOW, all the way from Australia. Thank you so much. $20. Big Pop gets this shit done. Thank you so much, bro. Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, and that's from Mahal. $20, $5 from Ron. I got to check out what currency that is. Robert, $20 USD. Great show, guys. For Pop, started in NG as an E1, now 03 AGR. 18 years of service, 13.5 years towards reserve retirement. Don't want jab, waiting on religious packet, no answer in 7 Mo, drop resignation, have a date, or wait it out.
Okay. Well, the whole poke and smoke thing, if you're on YouTube, we really can't go into a lot of details about that.
Yeah.
But if you send me an email to redonkulus12@gmail.com, there are officers out there who are organizing thousands of enlisted members from all the branches for a large class action lawsuit. And I will put you in touch with that individual.
Bam. There you go, my friend. Hit him up, redonkulus12@gmail.com.
How do you spell redonkulus?
The link is below. I got all this stuff is down there, guys. It's R. You spell it for the people.
I spell it my way because I have dyslexia. RedonkulasRegimentActual.com.
Bam.
Marin.
Romanian Lou. The Romanian Lou is the currency of Romania. Shout out to Romania. Shout out to the Tates as well. And then what's left, Chris? There was one more, I think.
We good.
Okay, we're caught up. All right, awesome. So so we talked about who you are, a little bit of your military background. So can you tell us about your marriage in the past?
Laughing right away. What a joke.
Listen, that whole thing is nothing but a boatload of pain. Okay, because I've been to war. I almost got killed twice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's been a couple times where I've taken some substantial injuries. All right, the worst pain that you can endure is emotional pain. Physical pain, I'm good. All right, take a pill or walk it off or wait. Sooner or later it'll quit hurting or you'll die. I mean, emotional pain that could last 1 minute, 8 minutes, 1 second, 8 seconds. It could last the rest of your life if you let it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and when I decided to get married, I took some time in the National Guard Reserve,
mm-hmm.
and then I'm okay, I'm going to still do the high speed stuff, but in the Reserve or National Guard unit.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to get married and have kids because she's different. She loved me. Nope. Nope. Didn't happen. And the thing is you learn a lot about people when you need them the most, right?
Yeah.
So I came back from Iraq wounded. I got blown up and I was healing. And my ex-wife basically in her mind drew a red line through my name and decided to process more wood through her pussy than a wood chipper. I'm telling you, she's processed more DNA than a paternity lab. It's insane. I mean, and when I found out what was going on, I'm like, oh my God.
Do you want to tell us the story? So you went off, yeah, go ahead. So you went off to Iraq.
Yeah.
For our international viewers, guys, you guys know we went into war with Iraq in 2003. So you got deployed. At the time you were in the Army, and take us through it, man. And then what led to it?
Right to
the divorce. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
sure.
well, I was in the Company F425 Long Range Reconnaissance Airborne Infantry Unit, and I had been a platoon sergeant there for quite some time. I got moved over into operations and eventually became the first sergeant when we deployed forward. And I could talk for hours on the clusterfuck that is a war zone because it is insane, and we're not going to do that. I get August 28th. They blow up the vehicle I'm in. I'm gutting it out.
2003?
This is 2004.
Okay.
It was 3 clicks south of Ramadi in Iraq.
Okay.
And I'm gutting it out because I'm the first sergeant now, and my commander is completely incompetent.
Okay. And gutting it out means you're sticking it out even though you got injured.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't think it was as serious as it was because, we went right to the aid station after we towed the vehicles in.
IED?
Yeah.
So were you in a truck or armored truck?
I was in a Humvee.
A Humvee.
I usually sit behind the driver.
Okay.
So I can control the vehicle.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, in a Humvee, it's really wide.
Okay.
Okay. And they added all of these extra systems, like, Blue Force Tracker and all these ComSec.
Yeah.
And it's on these racks, so you can't really see the guy to the right who's supposed to be in command of the vehicle.
Oh, the driver's side is on the right-hand side.
No. The passenger technically is the commander of the vehicle, and then you have just the driver.
Okay.
But he can't hear me. I can't see him. If something goes down, I can't grab him and take his position.
Okay.
But if I'm sitting right behind him, I just lean forward. I'm like, all right, go around that.
Yeah. Okay.
Or if it's real, if they're shooting and shit's going crazy, I just slap. That means turn right. That means turn left.
Okay.
So I could see what's going on.
Okay.
And when we got blown up, there was a bright flash of light, and it felt like you were getting hit with a wet sandbag that weighed hundreds of pounds. Like it was boom. Now I fought professionally, and it was the equivalent of getting punched in the face by like a 300-pound dude.
Wow. Okay.
So everyone else wilted. Like they went unconscious. I was the only one
conscious.
I when it happened, I'd been here before.
Yeah.
Yeah, had my bell rung.
Yep.
All right. We're gonna crash. No 8 count for me. I came over the back seat and grabbed the wheel until the driver came to about 30 seconds later. And then the vehicle was still rolling, but it had ripped off a radiator and the fender was gone. And like we had like this bumper on the front of the vehicle where you open it and you put tools in it.
Yeah.
It's made of iron or steel. It weighs about 300 pounds. Gone.
Wow.
Gone. It was just boop, disappeared. We never even we looked around, and we're worried about getting ambushed, but luckily there was no RPGs or machine gun fire, and we were able to hook up a tow strap and get the fuck out of there.
And real quick, guys, we're gonna show all super chats on screen. However, we're gonna read only 20 and up, okay? Because I don't want the show to be interrupted, and we appreciate all the support as always, guys. Every single chat's gonna be shown on screen, but we're gonna read 20 and up.
And Twitch is gone, by the way.
And Twitch is gone. Oh,
yeah, I was been gone.
Yeah, that was a given.
Like Twitch fell off?
No.
Nah, just because Twitch is really sensitive, so we're like, yeah, man, we're keeping it real. So, guys, come on over to YouTube.
All right,
if you haven't already. All right, well, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, so
the front gets totally blown
evaporated.
Now you're controlling the vehicle because your guy is coming
for 30 seconds.
Yeah,
and like we kept rolling because the engine was still good.
Yeah,
it overheated. It took we rolled on for like another 5 minutes to get off the X.
Yeah, of course.
And then the vehicle went dead, and then we hooked up a tow strap to it. But
yeah, so no one was shooting at you guys. Luckily. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
because normally they set it up, I would assume, as a trap.
Yeah, and they went after our vehicle because it had the Mark 19 in it.
Okay. Because they'd set up the ID, post up, and then as soon as someone goes over it, then they finish the job, right?
Yep.
Okay. Luckily,
they
that didn't happen.
set off the bomb, and then they open up on you, and then they run away.
Okay.
Okay, that's modern warfare.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds shitty, and it is.
Yeah.
But that's just the way the world works.
Yep. So you get injured and everything else like that. And then how long were you in Iraq? Because then
I got medevaced November 5th. And I woke up on Halloween morning with the left side of my face numb and drooping. I could not use my right hand and barely walk.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And this is what year? 2004?
No,
Still?
This is 2004.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you get hurt August 28th, 2004. You're back stateside October.
November 5th.
Yep. And then about a month later or so, month and a half, you're back stateside Halloween.
Well, no. On Halloween morning, I was in Iraq and I woke up with my face drooping and my left side off.
Okay.
And it took 6 days to get me the fuck out of country.
Okay.
Because of all the bureaucracy and shit.
Of course.
And they're like, well, we don't believe he's really hurt. And luckily, the guy at the TMC I went to was a neurosurgeon in the civilian world. I walk right through the door. He's just like, all right, you sit down right now. You will take no more steps. Sit the fuck down. And he came out and gave me the neurological exams. He goes, you fucked up, bro. I think you had a stroke.
Wow.
And when you look at the MRI results, there's bleeding in the brain.
Wow.
In 3 or 4 different places. So I asked the doctor, I'm like, I got blown up in August. Why is this happening now?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Wow.
And he's just like, because your brain swelled up and it wasn't bleeding, but the irritation went away. Your body's healing and it started bleeding. That's it. That is the answer I got when I asked that. And then other than that, they're like, it's a brain thing. Okay.
Wow.
But it changed. It fucked my entire life up for a long time because, if you get a TBI, you can recover from it to an extent.
TBI stands for
traumatic brain injury.
Okay.
But you're not going to be the same.
Yeah,
it's true. It really is.
What did you notice? Like, were some of the biggest changes right away?
Well,
after
before I used to have a really good memory. I was a goddamn sniper for a while.
Yeah.
All right. And I could process really fast a bunch of information. Okay, I was really good at multitasking.
Yeah.
Now can't multitask. The memory's shit. But it's all been replaced with I think about things deeper. And it's one of the reasons I can't sleep is I can't shut off my brain. And most of the crazy ideas, the comedy on my channel, I'll wake up at like 2 a.m. I'm like, oh shit. I pull up my brain here, write it down so I don't forget.
I do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I try to go back to sleep. So
okay. So you went through that in Iraq. So you come back November 5th.
Well, this is what happens. All right. The whole TBI thing was new for the Army.
Yeah.
So I got sent to Langstuhl, Germany. I was there for 6 weeks. Okay. And the reason I was there that long is there was a bunch of wounded people from the second incursion in Fallujah.
Yeah.
So they had to take care of all them, which is not a problem. Then from there, I got sent home to my house in Michigan for 2 weeks. And then I had to fly to Walter Reed, and I was there for 3 months. And they basically put me in a study. When I got MRIs like once or twice a week, they took blood almost every single day. I had to take all of these tests and stuff. And then at the end of 3 months, I went back to my home of record, and then they had worked out a program where I could get therapy and whatever I needed, which was not good.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in the book, I wrote The Warrior's Way and The Soldier's Soul. There's a quatrain in there that says, no one heals you but you.
Yeah.
So I bought my own books, puzzles, some of the stuff you had to fucking have a prescription to buy. So that was a hard hurdle to get over, but I got them anyway. And that's what I did for like a year and a half. I was trying to heal as much as I could. And it was like living in a fog, like a daze.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, one day I woke up and it was like everything was clear again.
Okay.
And then I started getting, the gut feeling that my wife was stepping out on me. So I remember I was in the 20th Group Special Forces when this went down.
So you're back stateside now, just so the audience knows. So you're back stateside now. It's what, end of 2004, maybe early 2005 now at this point?
Yeah, it's the middle half of 2005.
Okay. And are you back in Michigan?
I'm back in Michigan.
You're back in Michigan, and how long have you been married at this point?
6 years.
Oh, you married her in 99.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
I married her right after I fought for the FFKA world title.
Okay.
I lost, but
hey man, fought for the world title, baby. Okay. So you guys have been married now for 6 years. I guess she was with you when you got injured and you came back.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So, I had transferred to 20th Group Special Forces. Then they were in Chicago at the time. So I'm driving back and forth, once a month usually once a month
to drill.
I drive down there and I have like this gut feeling, and I've had it before. There's been lots of times where I'm like, okay, we're out in the war zone and I'm like, we're not doing that. We're going to take this way. And like vehicles behind us that were in other units went down the way that my gut was telling me not to go. And they got fucked up really bad. So I trust my gut. So I go in there talk to my chain of command. I'm like, hey, I think my wife is stepping out on me. And the team sergeant's like, all right, follow me, Pop. I follow him to the supply room. He goes, Pop's wife is stepping at him. Can you give him the kit?
Wow.
Yeah. It was like $500,000 to $700,000 of fucking high-tech whiz-bang equipment in there. I literally put a piece of tape on the top of my minivan and I tracked it from fucking space because we had our own satellite.
Wow. They gave you some spook equipment.
Yeah, I was able to point a laser at windows and hear shit that was going on.
No way.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh man. Oh man.
I mean, who needs a PI?
That shit.
You don't need that no more.
From space.
That's fucking lit. Damn. All right. So awesome. So they literally gotcha, and I think this goes to show the importance of the male need to know, right, and confirm. Right. So, the crazy part is that this is so common in the military that it's like, oh, okay, let's go to supply room.
Yeah.
We got you.
He already knew.
Yeah.
He took it to the back.
It's happened to all these guys. And
Yeah.
I had the equipment for like 6 weeks. I took it back. I cleared the hand receipt. No big deal. No blood, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
And
What'd you find?
Oh shit. Well, I basically took all of the data and uploaded it against Google Earth because that was a new product back then. And I saw everywhere my vehicle went for 20 days, 18 days.
Mm-hmm.
Going back and forth to work, and then she'd go to somebody's house, and then finally, the weekend I was gone, she's in a hotel doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to the guy who worked there. And I told him the deal, and he's like,
to the hotel?
The hotel.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, man, you got to get a court order. I go, look, I'm a wounded veteran. My wife's stepping out on me. I just need to get a screenshot. He's like, okay. So, I confront her, and I'm like, here you go, bitch. Here's everywhere this car went. You're parked at this dude's house. I literally,
When did you confront her with this? You probably came with a packet of all the stuff?
I had everything.
Okay. When did you drop it on her?
It's about 3 weeks later.
Okay, so we're maybe summertime 2005.
No, it was the winter of 2005.
Winter of 2005. Okay.
Yeah. So because I filed in February of 2005.
Okay.
And and then once that happened, it is what it is. Now, luckily, when I filed for divorce, mine was filed 15 minutes before hers.
15 minutes before?
15 minutes. Because both of them were on the judge's desk. He's like, well, we're going to go to the one that's filed first. It's mine.
Wow.
Mine was very lenient. I could stay in the house, pay my portion of the bills, blah, blah, blah. No big deal.
Yeah.
Right?
This is in the state of Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Just so the audience knows. Okay.
And she was lividly pissed because her divorce orders, was accusing me of physical and mental abuse.
Of course.
All kinds of other fucked up shit. I never took part in his children's life, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? I'm like, wow, this is getting real. And this is when I learned that lesson. When you go to divorce court, your soon-to-be ex-wife is your fucking enemy, and she should be treated with all of the rights that come along with that title.
Yeah.
All right, a lot of guys like, well, I just want to eat daughter, and that the system is so skewed against men that if you are like, yeah, well, if you lay back, you're gonna get Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah,
you're gonna get knocked the fuck out.
Wait, so when you confronted her, what did she say?
She didn't really say much. Just what can you say?
Yeah.
What can you say? I got like pictures of people walking into the hotel room from the cameras. I had the actual ledger from the hotel who rented the room, which was her.
Yeah.
Wow.
Was it one guy or
no? Well, no. I found out that if it was one person, maybe I could have tried to work through it.
Mm-hmm.
No,
it was multiple.
It was unrecoverable.
Yeah,
unrecoverable.
Would you say that most Army guys that go out, especially into the battlefield, their wives do step up because they're not there?
Yep. In fact, in my 33 years in the military, there are only 2 couples that are still together.
Wow.
Some of most of these guys get married 2 or 3 times, which is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna get married, you try it one time. just to have kids. You know, if it fails, don't ever do it again. If you are a man and you reach the age of 40, you're just gonna have to accept the fact that you're not having kids, because women in that age bracket around 40 are nothing but a slow motion train wreck.
Yo. That's facts, though. They're at that point, they're fucking useless. I mean, people call me an asshole for saying that, but bro, 40-year-old woman is like the equivalent to like an 18-year-old guy living with his fucking mom.
Well,
damn.
A 40-year-old woman, if she looks good, and she is healthy, she's got a 5% chance of getting married. By 40, 43 or 44, it's 2.5%.
Yeah.
And I keep it at 2.5%, but it really goes down to like nothing.
It's the same thing. It's like an 18-year-old guy that lives with his mom that has not created any value. A woman, by the time she's 40, has lost her value. That's
Correct.
The truth. It's just that we don't want to tell women, the uncomfortable truths about, hey, you have a time clock. Just like men have to create, you have a time clock where you have to preserve. So,
anybody gonna wipe grandma?
Yeah, fuck out of here, bro.
So.
And I told
recreation use only.
I tell them that all the time. And I did a comedy video on my show. It's Fun with Numbers 1 and 2, where I talk about the dating dynamics and how men can always go younger and women really can't.
Yeah.
I mean, women can get younger men, but they're nothing but the bullseye in the bar.
Yeah, it's for fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Or the guy's practicing, so his game is good, and he takes it to a younger woman he wants to marry.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So wow. So you find this out, obviously devastating. So
God.
So take us through so 15. Actually, you know what? Chris, do I need to read anything? Yep. Okay, I'll read some of these real quick. We got Chris Overlord opening scene on YouTube. Okay, Chris, we're reading 20 and up though. Yeah. So right. Yeah, guys, all super chats are gonna be shown on screen, but we're only gonna read 20 and up because I want y'all to get this sauce.
All right.
So you file like 15 minutes ahead of her. And then she goes ahead and she makes
the attorney I had did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she goes ahead and makes all these bullshit allegations about you being abusive or whatever.
It was fucking. She wanted me out of the house, supervised visitations. It was fucking insane.
Whereas you were much nicer in your stuff. Like she gets to stay in the house. Yeah. You're not necessarily taking her money or anything.
No. I thought it was being very.
Did she go after your TSP?
No.
She didn't go after that. Okay.
No.
Did she try to go after your
No, my pension, nothing.
She didn't try to go after any of your military money?
Nope.
Okay, awesome. Thank God.
No.
Okay.
I don't think I would have handled that well.
Yeah.
I think I'd be dead now.
Yeah. At least she didn't try. So which is, I mean, a lot of women would try.
To be honest, I don't think her attorney was smart enough. And my attorney, because I'm talking to my attorney, I'm like, hey, she's gonna go after my pension. He's like, well, I didn't mention it, and neither will I.
Yeah, there you go.
So I got over on that, but I wasn't married to her. I was only married 6 years.
Yeah.
Not 10 years in a day, then women have a much greater chance of pulling.
Even in the state of Michigan.
Yeah.
Is Michigan pro woman, pro man?
Everyone's pro woman.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, to a degree.
Yeah, I mean the courts are so skewed to women. It is sickening.
Yeah.
Like literally, I was referred to as a murderer and an assassin in open court.
Wow.
Like, what kind of shit is that? And they're like, Your Honor, my client is terrified of him because he's a Green Beret and he just came back from war zone. And now, luckily, the judge I had, like, oh, really? This is exactly what he did. He goes, oh, we're going there. Okay. Well, I have some questions. How many times have the police been to his house?
Yeah.
0.
Yep.
All right. Does this person have a criminal record? No, he does not. He's actually, in the military. He's a Green Beret. Oh, he's a Green Beret. So, he's got a top secret clearance and the feds have already climbed up his ass. But somehow we're making up shit here. Is that what we're doing now? And it's, it kind of got shut down. But you could tell.
As it should.
You could tell, though, after that accusation was made, there was a lot of bias towards her.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you'd make a fucking crazy accusation like that when you did that on behalf of the United States. For her to enjoy that right and privilege to be in an open courtroom is defended by people like you. Correct. You know what I'm saying?
And I thought I was going to get a fair shake in court. No, nope. Mm-mm. Now, 1, I'm a man, and 2, I was in uniform.
Wow. So what ended up happening, or the final judgments?
This is what happened. So I'm living in the house. She's lividly pissed. She doesn't want me there at all. So I go away for 3 weeks.
She couldn't move? Like, what the fuck?
I get put on orders. I go to Fort Atterbury to train people on heavy machine gun Mark 19 stuff.
Okay.
I'm there for just a hair over 2 weeks, almost 3. I do that. I come back, walk through the door. My kid's like, Daddy, which is priceless. And my dog is missing.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, where's my dog? And she turns at me and looks at me and goes, I told you I didn't want you living here. And like, literally, I'm like, this is why chicks get punched. And then I heard good pop, about face for more. And I let it turn around, open the door, left. Because I would have wrecked her.
She killed your dog.
I got 3 different stories. But you and I have watched enough, crime, shows to know when the story changes. We know what's up.
Yeah.
She had him put to sleep somewhere.
Wow.
Like on what grounds?
Bro.
A bitch.
What the fuck?
My dog? That's like my son, bro.
Yeah. And that was horrifically punishing emotionally.
Yo, so getting back even to the marriage part, divorce, most guys would be like in shambles offered because they just went through war, hellish war, could have died.
Yep.
Came back. Wife is cheating is like, bro, I'm living hell in the war and at home. Like that's mentally and physically.
But it's never stopped for me. I'm literally in this war ever since then to today.
Damn. How do you as a guy get over that? Because you're still here, luckily, but most guys, they don't get over that and they, they self-deletion.
You want to know? Pick a mission or pick a mission or a purpose. And when you're in the darkest times and you can't see the light of hope to navigate by, use that as your torch to navigate your fucking self out of there. So, it's just the mission. Everything's the mission now.
So she basically she kills your dog. Let's just keep it at that.
Yeah,
she kills her. She
killed my dog.
She murders your dog. And
it was 6-year-old chocolate lab named Ranger.
I was gonna ask you what his breed was after.
She could even let him run away. You find him later, but kill him.
Yeah. And how'd you confirm? Did you go to like the
I brought
euthanasia?
it up to the court, and they're like, "Well, dog's a piece of property. Nobody did shit." Now, if she had like a snowball shaking piss dog, and I took it to the Detroit Zoo and fed it to the alligators, which I saw done once, I'd be in prison.
Yeah, you would be. You would be, 100%.
Yeah, I'm like, what
for a felony
this is
too.
Bullshit. Yeah.
So you leave, and then what'd you do? You walked out. Obviously, I'm glad you did.
I left. I called my attorney, and he told me to stay out of the house for a couple of weeks, let everything calm down, because there's nothing I can do.
Strategy by her to keep you out of the house.
Yeah,
is like
she wanted me to flip out, punch her in the face.
Yep.
Then she gets the auto win.
Yep.
She gets to have all of the shit in her divorce actually implement against me because they would do an emergency motion.
Why couldn't you get her out? Like, what did she? Was she on the title? Was it?
We're both on the title.
Fuck. Okay.
The thing is, another thing that kept me out of jail is that minivan was in my name. So like her attorney gave all of this stuff to the judge. He's like, he's tracking her from space. He's violating her privacy. And the judge is like, well, whose name's on the title? Well, his name's on the title. Okay, next.
Yeah, it's his car.
It's his car. He can track his property wherever the fuck he wants.
Yeah. So she did she work herself or no?
She's a nurse, ER nurse.
Oh, she was an ER nurse.
I don't know what she's doing now. I'm kind of hoping karma kicks on and she winds up a glory hole attendant.
Wait, nurse?
Yeah.
This guy, Chris. Okay, so she was a nurse. You were in the military, so she and you guys both bought the house together, and she was on the title, I guess.
Well, yeah, she bought the house first, and then we refinanced it, and then my name was on it.
Gotcha.
Yo, there's a video that you mentioned earlier regarding Purple Hearts.
Final beat. Yep.
Let's play real quick because, like, yo,
okay.
I don't know about y'all, but this is sad and depressing, bro.
Yeah.
Like this shit
is crazy.
Before you watch this video, I'm going to tell you right now.
Please.
That video has been suppressed because they don't want that out in the general, consciousness of the Western world, because it's the absolute truth.
All right. Whoa. It ain't suppressing us. We're gonna push that thing out there, baby.
Let's do it.
Which one is it? You got the
Purple
Heart's final beat?
No, that one. The one in the chat, Chris. And take over.
What's good?
But yeah, bro. Like, man, just hearing the story is bro. I don't know what I would do. Honestly, kill my dog. Bro,
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Somebody got to die, bro.
Yeah, that's wild.
Well, let's say that I was tempted for that to happen. And one of my good buddies, Darren, I went to his house and I'm sitting down. I'm like, I'm going over there right now with these 2 Mac 10s. Some fucking smoker ass. Fuck her. He's like, yeah, you could do that. Well, why don't we have some Glenlivet first? So I literally drank down to like this much left in the bottle. I'm like, I think I'm just going to sleep on the couch.
Nice.
The guy saved my fucking life.
Yeah.
He saved my fucking life. And that's why I let him live in my house, because he's, for the most part, he's immobile, very unhealthy, and he'll probably be dead soon. But, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah, you gotta take care of the people that take care of you, right?
Take care of me, I'll take care of you.
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
You going to play it?
Yep.
Hold on, static. Okay, I think we're... Give us ones in the chat. The audio is good, guys.
Yeah.
Damn.
No echo once chat, guys.
I remember the letter I got from my wife while I was in Iraq. She said she wasn't happy.
Okay, we got ones in the chat. Fantastic. Good.
Others came home to a hero's welcome. I came home to the echo of an empty house.
I lived with my children for 8 years.
I raised them when my wife worked.
Fair use.
I fought for joint
Yeah.
custody.
I was called a murderer and an assassin in front of a judge.
Why should I miss out on raising my children just because she isn't happy?
I make $45,000 a year. She makes 40.
After taxes, child support, child care, health care, I have $18,000 a year left to live on.
I followed the rules. I went to the so-called friend of the court for some relief.
They just said, it's the law.
Then I got laid off from work. I went there again 4 times. Showed them the paperwork. And each time they told me I was in skilled trades and it should be easy for me to find a job.
I guess they don't live in the real world. I had to pay the child support with my 401k.
10 years I saved for my retirement. She got half, and the rest got spent to keep me out of jail.
Then the money ran out. She's not happy, so now I live in poverty.
The court has no problem slapping me in jail when I can't pay my child support. But she hasn't let me see my kids for a year, and when I go in front of a judge 6 times, all she gets are warnings.
She's not happy, so now I can't see my children.
Because she's not happy. I'm a felon.
Because she is not happy, now I must go to prison.
This shit is sad, bro. I hold you.
I got called up to go to war for my country.
I got sent 7,000 miles away to bring freedom to those oppressed.
Now my country has stripped me of my children.
Now my country has forced me into poverty and servitude.
Now my country has turned me into a criminal and has doomed me to prison.
All because she was not happy.
Yeah, you got to be polite, because people love you less when you cause or leave a mess.
Mm.
I don't deserve this.
Yep.
Powerful video, man. And this happens every day, sadly.
Well, the number is 22 a day, but it's higher than that. Listen, once you get out of the service, it's been like 4 or 5 years, you fall off the books. They're not tracking you. But if you do the math, 22 a day times 365 times 20, it's like 160,160 people have committed suicide since 2002. All of them were in, service members or veterans. That's more people killed than Vietnam and Korea put together.
Wow. Yeah, and no one really talks about this,
And not at all. No, you bring it up, and even you go through the stats, you talk to people about it, and like, who hurt you?
Yep. Yep.
What the fuck does my feelings that I may or may not be having have any influence on the real world? Oh, that's right. There is none.
Yeah.
Because reality doesn't give a fuck about your feelings.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna get Darwined if you live like that.
Yep. But female feelings matter, though.
Oh, fuck them.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And they call you a murderer, but that to me is even worse because it's kind of like they're pushing that on you when you come back from war.
Yeah, and the worst thing is that I was homeless, living out of my car for about 6-7 months.
Damn.
I talked to a lot of guys who are homeless. A lot of them got fucking creamed into either with child support with a baby mama or in divorce, and then they just never recover. I mean, how the fuck are you supposed to live if they're paying you minimum wage and taking over half your money?
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
It is fucking slavery. And the worst part is this. Say you get married and she steps out on you and gets pregnant.
Yeah.
And then she fools you thinking it's yours for 24 months. You are now on the hook to pay for that kid until he's 18 or 21. That is fucking slavery.
Yeah.
Straight up. All right.
Fucked up.
And nobody's talking about it.
Nobody talks about that.
It's absolute horseshit.
Yeah. That just the family court in general is just set up for you to lose as a guy. And luckily, you were able to get out with your TSP, your retirement, and everything else like that. But a lot of guys don't get that. Nope. A lot of guys lose their TSP. When I was working for the government myself, when I was an agent, I can't tell you how many guys I worked with that lost half their TSP to their wife or lost their pension to their wife or whatever else may be through a divorce.
Yeah, it's not, the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Yeah, it really isn't a lot of time, man. Getting married nowadays in today's day and age is just not.
I'm telling you, stupid.
Yeah, it's a bad move.
Fresh, okay? Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't think my marriage,
bro? Not because I mean, I got lucky, man. I could have been married for more years, and it could have been worse.
Okay.
But for you to go to war and then go to war at home too, that's not fair, man. I mean, life isn't fair, but
yeah, it's fucked up.
Damn, bro.
So when we're going to talk about, guys, a few ways to navigate divorce and put yourself in a position where you won't get destroyed as much. Thankfully, Pop went through it, so you guys don't have to as much. That bag there, can you tell the people a little bit about that?
All right. So when you go in the military, they issue 2 dog tags. One's on a long string, the other one's on a short string. Now, if the worst thing was to happen and you get zeroed out, they take the small dog tag, it goes up your chain of command, and they start the whole grim process of mortuary affairs. The second dog tag stays with the body, goes all the way back to the States. Okay, these represent death. and what I've done over the past 10 years is every time somebody comes forward and leaves a comment, an email, or I talk to them in person, and they say, hey, I was in a dark place. Your comedy let me know that I'm not doing this alone. Other people have gone through this and lived. And you saved my life. And I kept track in the back of my head. And when I got around 160, I'm like, I think I'm onto something here. And then I started talking about every time I got somebody to say, hey, you saved my life, I had another number, and we've been, moving forward ever since. Because at the last CME that you were at, the number was 366. Now it's 434.
Nice.
Yep. And you want to know what the 400 lives said? Now, you ever heard the saying, you can't buy any more time?
Yeah.
Okay. And for the most part, that's true. It's a lot of time here.
Yeah.
Just imagine all of that. I love you, daddies. All the holidays. Some of these guys are going to do great things, write books. Who knows? I pulled them back from the Grim Reaper, and and it was it's an expensive price, but not paid money, and most people are unwilling to pay it. And
that's fantastic, man. Very important. Very important stuff. Very powerful stuff.
Yeah.
These are all the lives that Terrence Pop has saved right there, man. Give that man a Don DeMarco.
And more, too.
And that's, I think, and this is why I wanted to do this episode so bad, and why I think it's so important for guys to be able to understand that, you're not alone in this, man. There are guys out there that are going through what you're going through. And if you're thinking like, oh my God, this sucks and I need to end things or whatever it may be, it's like, you got to keep going, man. You got to keep going.
And you don't have to learn doing it yourself. You can learn by example, and just seeing that video, hearing your story, man. If you're out there, you thinking about getting married and you're in the army, I mean, think twice, because even if you aren't in the army,
yeah,
think 3 times, because bro, your fate could be sealed at that point.
Yeah.
Well,
man.
the thing is the divorce laws were basically put in place in the late 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s.
Yeah.
So when men get called into a divorce court, they are quite literally going to war with Civil War weaponry. And all of the laws have been modernized. The feminists and women get to use them. So quite literally, you're marching out a 1860 army to go against a modern army. It's a fucking slaughter.
Muskets against M4s.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here? And we've said that, even in the dating marketplace too, it's the same thing. Like, guys are going into a fight with a butter knife, and girls have rocket launchers and bazookas nowadays when it comes to dating. And marriage, it's I agree. It's a pronounced disadvantage for you as a man.
There's no upside.
There's really none. I can't think of one advantage to getting married as a man in 2022. And I know, tax benefits, bro. That money you save from taxes, you will save that from the divorce proceedings alone are going to eat that up. Whatever you would have saved on taxes filing jointly.
We'd even mention emotional damage.
Yeah. None of that. You know what I'm saying? So what advice would you give to? I guess we could kind of go through some of the things that guys can do to kind of set themselves up to get a little bit of a more how do I say this, fighting chance in the divorce courts.
Well, I mean, I'm in this to like secondclasscitizen.org is a 501c.
Yeah.
Now, you saw the video. That one was made in like 2007, 2008-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I made a couple more after that. Very depressing because it just sucks. And you and I both know if stuff is super negative, people just shut down.
Mm-hmm.
They'll listen to it for a little while, and you could watch their brain power down.
Mm-hmm.
And I could not live in that world any longer. So I did the SF thing. I looked at the battlefield, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to have to 180 this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I went from being in the negative to the positive, which is the
comedy.
Yep. And listen, one day I would like to do stand-up comedy, but I can't get any stage time. Because I'm a conservative right now, and you walk in there and you put your name on the list and they never call you. So
Well,
it's just fine.
I'll say this. You got a stage here.
Yeah. You got a stage here,
You got
man.
an audience here, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would.
You got 3,000 plus people in here.
Yeah, I know. I got to get that put together though. But I mean, I've got over 10 years of material. Like, there's a comedy video, challenge accepted. It's on my YouTube channel where I mathematically prove it's possible for a woman to get 500 miles of dick run through in her lifetime.
I believe that.
Let's see. And then there's 500 miles of Mr. Right, which was right before challenge accepted. Fun with numbers 1 and 2. I talked about the dating market. System servers. I put together a video where I actually went through all 50 states, looked at what was given by either state law and what's given by federal law. And I just figured out what the cash value of all the shit they get for having a vagina. It's pretty much close to 70 to 80, between 70 and $80,000.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Section 8, WIC. I mean, Section 8, they're going to pay your rent for you, and rent's like $1,500.
Yeah.
If you have kids and stuff, you got to have 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom house, and then you got WIC welfare. I mean, it's insane. They get subsidized daycare, subsidized education, and the list goes on because of, and why they rate this vagina.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before that women enjoy more rights and privileges than men do, for sure. For all these women that try to say they're oppressed. We did a whole episode with Rollo Tomassi on this, on the female of the illusion or myth of female oppression. And I would argue women have more rights and privileges nowadays than ever before, and more than men. I mean, women don't have to enroll in selective service, yet they enjoy all the same benefits that men do, and rights. There's not one right that men have that women don't. However, there's plenty of rights that women have that men do not.
Correct.
And a big one is, reproductive rights, ensurement of paternity, etc. Men don't get these things. I mean, hell, in some places, like in France, it's a crime to even try to get a paternity test.
Yeah.
There's ways around it. Like if I was in France and I got caught up in that crap, there would be a DNA test.
Of course.
I'd Green Beret that shit. I'm like, oh, it's illegal. Yeah, okay.
Find a way.
You have the kid swab its cheek, swab your cheek, throw it in an envelope, goes overseas to get tested, comes back. You could do the whole thing through a Dropbox.
Yeah, facts.
Fuck it. Or they can email you the results.
Yeah.
So you have to mail it one way.
Any chats real quick, Chris?
No.
All right, guys, do me a quick favor.
Actually, here's one.
We like the goddamn video right now.
We have one here.
We got 3,200 plus y'all in here right now, man. And this is a very important video. Share this with a friend that might be in a dark place.
Go follow Terrence Pop as well, man, on his channel.
Mega more to support these brothers. This show today is one of the most powerful FNF shows ever. Real men keep the world moving. We need child support reform because if the enemy outside doesn't get you, the enemy that was in your house will. Appreciate that so much.
Absolutely correct.
Well said. It's like a Trojan horse, bro.
Like
really you don't see it coming.
It really is. Thank you so much,
love
Mega
her.
Mortis.
She loves you.
She loves me. She's different.
Yeah.
She's good people. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they fall into the trap.
No, it.
So what do you suggest as far as so let's say someone kind of is in a position like you are where they suspect that their wife is cheating. Whether they maybe had some combat service or they're coming back from another type of deployment or whatever it is. What should they what would you advise?
First thing you do is you need to be able to chain the beast.
Okay.
Because a lot of guys get royally pissed, start throwing knuckles, pick up weapons and shit.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Underrated tip. No, that's so true. Number one, check your emotion at the door.
That's right.
And don't act with violence.
That's correct.
That's so true.
This is a war. You can't, like I talk about this in my book, The War is the Way, Soldier Soul. If you operate in an angry mindset, you will only be able to think in 2 dimensions. If you operate under hate, 1 dimension. So the calm mind will outmaneuver you every fucking time.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying those emotions aren't useful. They are. They exist for a reason. But in today's day and age, you got to lock that shit up.
Yeah. Use it as fuel versus using it to actually direct your actions.
Yeah, use it for fuel, not the computer.
Bam. I like it. Yeah. So number 1, control the animal. What's the next thing they need to do?
Get as much evidence as you can.
Bam.
All right. You get as much evidence as you can. Next thing, separate your accounts. If you have a joint account, go to the bank, take the money out, put it under your name, or just take it to another fucking bank.
Okay.
Because sometimes if you're at the same bank, you open another account, and the wife's, well, I should be on it. They're like, oh, yes, Mrs. Fuck you in the ass. Here you go.
Yeah.
No. You go to another bank, they're like, I don't fucking know you. Suck a dick.
Yeah.
Got a court order? Fuck off.
Yeah. So, and obviously they need to do this surreptitiously. They need to do this secretly, right? Start planning it out.
Yeah. Is if you have a joint account and she takes all the money, you can't. That is your supply for the war.
Yeah.
This is a fucking war, and you need to have beans, bullets, and equipment.
Yeah.
That's money.
And I want to say this real quick too, because you mentioned that this is a war, and I think this is something that guys need to understand. You know, if you're listening to this podcast, women are going to sit there and tell you, be the bigger man, be a man, etc. That is fucking that's chameleon talk.
Yes.
What that really is a translation. I want you to forfeit your leverage against me so that I can win this war against you.
Correct.
And I want you to, and I'm going to try to shame you and emasculate you to feel that way. Guys, don't fall for it.
Yeah. The blame and shame game is actually wearing out.
Yeah.
Most guys
don't fall for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And think
9 out of 10 times when they say be a man or man up or some shit, it's something that it puts you at a disadvantage while simultaneously putting them at an advantage. Don't fall for it, guys.
They won't attack you with fists and kicks. They'll attack you with persuasion. With that persuasion, hey, you know what? She's not bad. I'll take my force and my anger out of this and make it very logical. Versus, nah, you got to go all the way in, like you said earlier.
All in.
Yeah.
Because
without beating her ass, guys.
The
Don't do that
system
shit.
is so skewed against a man that you got to go all in. You got to fight dirty. You might even have to do it outside of court.
Yeah.
And that's like, I have a course coming out. It starts, it's out on Memorial Day for 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Administrative Violence, Divorce and Custody Edition. And I teach men in that course how to actually sick the bureaucracy against your ex-wife or whatever. Yeah. And I've been giving guys advice on this for over a decade.
Yeah.
And it works.
Bam. So go to the bank or get your money out.
Yep.
Take it out that joint account, your money at least.
And
right?
then if she's cheating on you, and this is going to be hard, and you might, if you have the cash, get a private eye to follow around, record it, get all the evidence, right? Because you're going to need that. And a lot of times they're like, well, my wife is cheating on you. Do you have any pictures? No. Then, well.
And is that going to be useful that's going to be
in
important
some
for
states. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm just saying you start building the evidence.
Yeah. Well, adultery is illegal in some states. So adultery is illegal in some states. So it might be to your benefit.
And I'll add another one. So in the modern world, there's something called social media. So you may not have a PI per se, but her friend might be a PI for you.
Yes.
So her friend will post, we're girls night out. I'm going out with the girls.
Yep.
Look at her friend's Instagram page.
Boom.
4K. Caught you.
Yep.
Fair enough. Okay. So contain the beast. Pull the money out your joint account.
Get the evidence.
Get evidence. Gather evidence.
Yep. And then you need to set up a place where you're going to go.
Okay. That's very important.
A lot of I was fucking homeless.
Yeah. That was a mistake you made, I guess. That people can learn from.
Yeah. I've been doing this for a while. I made a comedy video, Deploy Ahoy, and that was for other servicemen who get I'm getting deployed. The steps you could take to deploy, come back with all your goddamn money. Because I've dozens of soldiers come back, bank accounts empty, house is empty, nobody knows shit. I call it the tumbleweed effect. You come home to nothing. You don't want to be that guy.
Okay.
Right.
So find somewhere to go. How should they go about finding this place to go?
Friends, family,
something like that. If you know what's going down and you pull the money out, maybe you can get an apartment. Okay. And if you have kids, you might have to stay there because if you leave, they call it abandonment, whatever. And another thing, if you have kids, it will behoove you to learn or teach yourself the details about your kids, the doctor's name, what shots they have, what school they go to, where they get dropped off at daycare, what did they eat during daycare? Because they'll ask you those questions.
Oh.
Because if you don't know them, like, well, he's not involved in his children's lives, then why does he want all this extra time? And you need to have that. You're like, hey, what are you talking about? I dropped my kids off at school. There's some pictures of them. Keep a journal of all the craziness that goes on, because once this cheating starts, women turn on the crazy switch. It goes from 8 to 10.
Okay.
So if they're like super crazy and they're already at a 10 and they start cheating, expect to get burning oil poured on you while you're asleep.
Someone said the woman you marry is not the woman that you divorce.
That's fairly accurate, actually.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah.
And also, guys, keep receipts of everything you spend on your child as well.
Yes. Oh,
keep those receipts.
You gotta build the record.
Yeah. So, okay. So this is some good actionable advice right now. And then how should they go? And they should be gathering all this stuff up, obviously in secret, right? So their wife or whatever doesn't know.
And here's another thing: if you have anything in the house that's with sentimental value, make it go away. If you have a gun collection, sell it to a buddy for $1. Okay. And then here's another one. AA.
So that you can get out the house without issues, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Here's another thing. Like if you know shit's going on and you want to really get sneaky about it, join Alcohol Anonymous, Drugs Anonymous, and Gamblers Anonymous.
Mm-hmm.
And then before you file for divorce, all the money comes out of your accounts, goes somewhere else. Go to the casino, have a steak, maybe play a slot a little bit, and then leave. Then you get in front of the judge and they're like, "Where's all that money?" You're like, "Your Honor, I'm totally ashamed. I go to Gamblers Anonymous, and I was stressed out and I gambled the money away. I'm sorry." They're like, because before you file for divorce, it's still all marital assets, and it gets kind of dicey.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That one is like, if you don't have kids, then that one is a good strategy. If you have kids, that'll work against you.
Yeah, that'll hurt you. Yeah, because then they're like, "Oh, he's a gambling addict.
He's a drinking, druggy gambler, and he's self-admitted. No kids for you."
Yeah, no kids for you. So yeah, you got to use that one at your own peril, right there. And anything else you would tell the guys as far as like, they got to file first, probably? I'm assuming.
If you can file first, yes.
Yeah.
But as we know, 80% of all divorces are filed by women, and most of the time the men are caught by surprise.
Yeah.
And when you look at the official stat for custody, 85% of the time it goes to the woman.
Yeah.
Now, when I was going through my divorce, and shortly thereafter, I went to a bunch, because I really wasn't working at the time because I was homeless.
Mm-hmm.
I sat in the courtroom, and I literally kept track.
Oh, you looked at like other people's cases.
Yes, and I had a buddy of mine who is an IT guy for a law firm, so I got to come in there and use LexisNexis for free.
Oh shit!
So you can look at all the court filings and what have you. And of that 15% where the man gets custody, 7% of the time it's because the mother didn't fucking show up.
Wow!
So it's 93-7 if you back that out.
Yeah.
Like, at what point are we going to say it's unfair?
Yeah.
I mean, it should be fair, like unfair at 49-51.
Yeah.
But now we're at 97 or 93-7. Like, what more do you fucking need?
So literally the 15%, half of that is because she just didn't show up. She said, "Fuck it.
Yeah.
Have the kids, buddy."
Oh, because some women get hooked up in dope or whatever.
Yeah.
They got mesmerized by another anaconda. Who knows what happened?
Wow, man. Shit. Okay, so those are some steps right there. So filing first, and I've always added the other thing too is that meet with a family lawyer in your area and strategize this shit together. Like you and your family attorney.
You can't go wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying? Like do a consultation, do all the things you mentioned as well as consulting with an attorney in your area.
Yeah.
And get ahead of it, man. You want to be the one to file first, because this is like you said, it's a war. So
yeah, and listen, once it starts, you got to be able to turn off the heartstrings.
Yeah.
Because now you're not fighting for yourself anymore. You're fighting for yourself and your kids.
Yeah.
Because statistically speaking, children that grow up with a single mother are fucking train wrecks.
That's a fact. Yeah. That's a fact.
Prisons, nut houses, graveyards, packed with the results of single mothers.
Yep. Alcohol Anonymous places, drug addicts, etc. All products of single motherhood. Versus, I think Rollo on book 4 talked about this. Single fathers do far better than single mothers. Definitely. So for your children, guys, you got to try to fight to win custody of the children because you're probably going to do a better job than your fucking wife. Real talk.
Well, the
like
thing
statistically
is,
speaking,
like women nurture and they raise until you get about 10, 11. And then at that point, if you have a man in the picture, he takes over and actually mentors that child how to survive in the real world.
Bam.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, there's a bunch of information out there that's important that's not really written anywhere where they're going to find it. Like, for instance, if you're raising a boy, as soon as you get around 10, you walk in the house, you're like, hey, when I'm not here, you're man of the house. So when I'm coming home, you be here, look me in the eye, and tell me how the house went, shake my hand.
Right.
All right. How to not disrespect other dudes.
Yeah.
How to not be a bitch. How to deal with pain. How to fix stuff. Okay, because Murphy's going to show up all the time and put his dick right in your ass.
Yep, Murphy's Law.
Yeah. And you got it. Like, I have the tools. I can fix it.
I've always said it. Your father teaches you that there's consequences to poor decisions.
Yes.
Your mother coddles you from them. Your father teaches you that they're there, and he reinforces it. And luckily, if your dad can step in, your dad really is like the defense between you and the state. Because if you fuck up, right, good dads keep daughters off short poles, sons out of jail.
Mm-hmm.
If you fuck up, he's able to slap you until you don't fucking do that shit again.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't slap you, the cops are going to come and slap cuffs on you, and then boom, now you got a felony record or kill you.
Yeah.
So for the guys out there that are like thinking like, man, do I really need to do all this and everything else? Do I really need to be gets a fight for sole custody of the kids or get primary custody? Yes, you fucking do. Because statistically speaking, you are a better parent than the mother is.
Yeah. Or at a minimum 50-50.
Yeah.
Like I had one guy, I had advised him on this is a real situation. This was about 8 years ago, 9 years back. She files for divorce, catches him by surprise, got all the nasty verbiage in there. He gets hit with supervised visitation because we need to get to the bottom of these accusations. So these are accusations, but they're punishing you.
Yeah.
All right.
Unfounded, of course.
Yeah. So he is lividly pissed. His attorney is at a loss. They try to do a change of venue. They get no luck. So I'm like, okay. So I talk him through the whole thing. I'm like, well, tell me about your soon-to-be ex-wife. Does she go out to the bar? What does she do? She's like, yeah, she goes out to the bar once or twice a week. I'm like, good. Follow her or have your buddy follow her. As soon as she comes out of that bar, gets in her car and starts driving, call in for a DWI and make it sound good. Use a burner phone. Say, listen, I'm driving down, I-9 and off, you're banging lanes. This car pulls out. You give them the description of the car, the license plate. Like, they almost sideswipe me. They are fucking drunker than a skunk. Pull them over before they kill somebody. Woo! They will get pulled over and they will get a breathalyzer.
Oh shit!
And if you have 2 beers,
you're blowing a .08. You're going to jail, bro.
You're going to jail.
100%.
That's how low the bar is now.
.08 in the United States for those that are watching, guys.
Yeah. So this guy's wife liked to drink.
Yep.
All right, because he'd been married to her for 7 years or something like that.
Yeah.
DWI. Then
gotcha, bitch.
He used my 3x3 rule, which I cover in my course on how to get the CPS to do an investigation. So then he does what he does. He finds out that yes, CPS is an open investigation, because you can call them and ask them and they'll be like, oh, we can't make a comment because that investigation is still open. Boom. Emergency motion with the judge. Ex-wife DWI in the middle of a CPS investigation. Why the fuck do I have supervised visitations?
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
There's some life-saving gems for y'all right there, man.
And and he got 50-50.
Bam.
He didn't get primary, but he got 50-50.
It's good enough.
That's good.
Yep.
Fuck.
And there's other steps you could do. You like, for instance, I had one guy whose ex-wife was an accountant, and she made a lot of money. And she was crushing him in court because she had way more supplies. Well, this is war. You cut off the supply line. I fucking told him how to get her ass fired. And that's exactly what he did. Got her ass fired. She was out of work for like 5 months. And he's doing the CPS investigation. She didn't drink, or we would have got her DWI. But the thing is,
what the fuck?
Like, he's filing motion after motion after motion. And her money that she's in the bank is going down because she's paying an attorney to keep up.
Yeah.
She can't work. It's a lot of pressure. And he wound up, when the divorce was final, he got a good outcome.
Yeah. So ultimately, you're telling guys to prepare ahead of time. Don't fall in the trap of her doing it first, so you're a step ahead of the game to win the war. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
And then if once the divorce is filed, whoever does it, there's a lot of dirty tricks that I have in my course to help people fucking destroy people.
Hey, it's an unfair game, so you gotta play dirty.
And let me say this too before people say, "Oh my God, this is unethical. This is so fucked up." You guys got to understand that I've seen women go ahead and meet with a divorce attorney the day before they get married.
Yeah.
I've seen it where women strategize on how long they have to stay with the guy to be able to get alimony, to get child support, whatever it may be. Women talk about this shit. They strategize. Why do you guys think they push so fucking hard for marriage? The reason why they push so hard for marriage is they know, I got you. I can go ahead and fucking start to destroy you from a financial standpoint. You have some on this?
And that's why they marry simps.
Yep. Facts.
Because they know they're not going to defend themselves.
Well, yeah, I've had a couple women or a couple guys who are a little on the simpy side, and they were going through this crazy fucking nut roll. And like most of them are soldiers. So I hear what's going on, and I'm like, okay, all right, come in my office. I want to hear what's going on. It's like, well, I'm getting divorced, and I could tell he's like in a really bad place. I'm just gonna let her have everything. I don't care anymore. I'm like, oh, no, you're not. This is what we're gonna do.
Right.
We're gonna get you unfucked. And I do everything in my power to help the guy out.
That's fire. And when does the course drop?
It drops on Memorial Day. It'll be up for 5 days only. And then we're going to probably take orders after that or during that time. If you want to download it, we have ManoPay. I think it's manopay.net. We'll get you the link. And you can watch it there, or you can get it on a thumb drive. We'll just mail
this
it.
Is important stuff, man. This might keep guys from,
I'm trying to keep people. I want to add to my list.
Yeah.
I'm tired. The system we have kills people.
Yeah, no, it really does. And I mean, imagine if you hadn't given that guy just that little tip with the DW. I know, and again, I know this sounds terrible, but guys, it's true. Women don't play fair, and
at all.
When it comes to, especially when it comes to divorce or whatever, they're trying to destroy you most of the time. They're trying to take your money. They're trying to take your children. They're trying to take your sanity. And quite frankly, if you take your life, they look at it like, oh, okay,
Too
cool.
bad.
And
no
look,
competition now.
We mentioned women don't have empathy. So imagine when she's against you, how much ferocity and vindictiveness they have.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
They'll call you terrible names. Hell, you guys saw it here. That dumb bitch tried to say, she tried to like Me Too Myron. And guess what? We had all the receipts. We showed you guys. But this is what women are capable of. And this is just some dumb bimbo, 19 years old, trying to get some clout. Could you imagine if you marry this woman and you have assets with her, you have children with her, whatever? They're vindictive creatures, man.
Damn.
Go ahead.
Nope.
You were going to say something?
I forgot what I was going to say.
So I got one last question.
Okay.
Because Pop's got to get going here, guys, in a second. For someone that's in a dark place right now, that's thinking of hurting themselves or putting a gun to her mouth or whatever it may be, what would you advise that person to do?
Well, I mean, in the past, I've actually sent my videos to them directly. So they can, once they start laughing, if you can laugh at something, you can resist it. You can beat it, and ultimately you can destroy it. So you get them laughing, give them the resources, and you might have to give them a kick in the ass to get everything rolling. Because a lot of men just quit. They give up. Because think about it. You don't have an attorney. You don't have any money. You've just been kicked out of your goddamn house. You are nothing. And they're getting creamed in court. They're getting child support, alimony, daycare, medical care. I mean, they're taking over, half of people's checks on the regular.
Yeah, for sure.
And you get in this dark ass place. You're like, what the fuck? How can I resist this? Well, I'm going to show you how. And it's unfair. And in the course, you can go after judges and attorneys.
Oh, damn.
Legally. Because we're not using bullets and hand grenades and rifles. We're using nothing but words, a little guile, and some tricks to supercharge the system.
Yeah, my friends.
And Terrence, where can I find you, brother?
Well, I'm on Redonkulus.com. That's my website. I have a YouTube channel. Was it Redonkulus.com? If you go to YouTube and search for it.
Link is below.
Yeah, or you search, my name, Terrence Pop. It'll come up. I have got several books out. I do it's a novel called The Jericho Files. It's about a man who has psychic powers, who hunts and kills serial killers.
Bam.
Yeah.
So, guys, make sure to, subscribe to his YouTube channel, like this video, Okay, share this video with a friend that might be in a dark place right now.
And if you need the help, get his course, man, because that's very helpful, man.
It's gonna come on
those 2
Memorial
tips that
Day.
he gave with the WI and rest.
We'll probably jump on and help Terrence with it because I think more guys need to get their hands on this stuff.
And sorry, Terrence, there's a quick video you had to show.
Yeah. You can show the commercial.
Let's play it.
Okay. Sure, give me a second.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Of course, man. Yeah, guys, go subscribe to his YouTube channel, man, because content like this gets suppressed a lot, and he's been a victim of the suppression.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys go check him out on Redonkulous.
Powerful stuff.
His YouTube channel is tagged in the title, and it's also in the description, and his non-for-profit is in there as well, guys. So support him. All right, we gonna play this bad boy?
Sure. 1 second.
Someone just sub to the channel. That's awesome.
Yep.
All right.
Did you know that 85% of custody cases in the United States automatically award custody to the woman? And of the remaining 15%, half are uncontested. So as a man, you have 7.5% chance of seeing your kids more than 4 times a month. How do you like those odds? That's right, I didn't think you would. I'm Terrence Pop, an Army vet, evil genius, and non-custodial parent. And sadly, I have navigated this system myself. Now I want you gentlemen to benefit from my wisdom and suffering. Introducing Administrative Violence, Divorce and Custody Edition. I will teach you how to make bureaucracy your breeding dog. And I will teach you how to win the long game without taking the L along the way. Administrative Violence has over 4 hours of exclusive content, tutorials, shopping lists, interviews, and a workbook. Part of the tradecraft classes and courses I did, where they tell you how to build a clean room and how to clean up after the clean room, and how to get rid of DNA. All of this wisdom can be yours for $200. But if you are a supporter of this show, we're going to send you a coupon code so you can save some cash. This course will be hosted exclusively on manopay.net. And it's going to sell for 5 days only, starting on Memorial Day. So mark your calendars and get ready to pick one hell of a fight.
Lovely.
All right, there you
Nice, man.
That's
so go
it
check
right
them out, guys.
Powerful.
That'll be out here in a bit. Last chats here. I think we got $20 from
Chris Bucket.
where is it? Oh, Chris Bucket. Pop, thank you for your service and everything you've done to support divorced men. Absolutely. Gucci, thank you for your service, Mr. Terrence. I was 11B OEF 13 through 14. Okay. Thank you so much, bro. NM, with all this war prep just to deal with the divorce, does Pop think it's even worth being married? If not, what do we do? Hookers and blow. He said don't get married. But
Don't get married,
a lot of you guys are not going to listen and get married anyway. So this is how you prepare yourself. Derpington, when you pay child support, pay it through the proper channel. Do not pay it in cash to her or as a check to her. They'll count it as a gift to her and not as child support. Then you'll be on the hook for thousands of additional money.
Well said, well
Thank
said.
you. Good tip right there.
Yep.
And then you all are giving good information. We got you, man. And go subscribe to the YouTube channel for even more of this info, man. Pop, thank you for coming, man. That was awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Dude, no, thank you for coming on the show.
Powerful message, man. Powerful message.
And we'll catch you guys back here. Minister Japs in the house. We're going to do a back-to-back here in a second, man.
Let's
Thank you guys
go.
so much for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.